Hey guys, good morning. How's your heart today? How is that a beautiful heart of yours, huh? I hope it's well. I hope it's well. So yet again, I had another wonderful question asked to me. So just remember, if you have any questions of the paranormal sort, of the quantum spirituality sort, if you just want plain spirituality, personal development, anything like that, please feel free to contact me. You could direct message me, check me out on my website, 𝙎𝙆𝙆𝙆𝙆, whatever. Write in your question and I will hopefully get to it and make a video for you. So here was a really great question. The question was, how do I know if I'm using my intuition / higher self, or if it's just a story that I'm telling myself? And I was like, oh, really great question. So this answer involves a little bit of time travel. Ooh, ah, yes, yes. So let me just first explain to you that the higher self, your intuition, your higher self, is your future self many lives forward, dimensions forward, timelines forward. So your higher self or your intuition, and they can be used interchangeably, by the way. Your higher self / intuition knows the information that you need right now because it is already in the future, okay? So first try and grasp that idea, okay? So it is timelines, multiple dimensions, future lives ahead of you. So it already recognizes, acknowledges, and knows what's going on in your current human lifetime here on planet Earth as of right now, yes? So because it knows that information, it can guide you if you let it, right? So of course there are techniques that you can learn that I can teach you how to further get into it, how to further develop it, how to learn to trust yourself more, all the things that you would ever need to use and trust your higher self, your intuition, right? So one of the tips and tricks that I use to make that discernment, that distinction, because there's a couple, as to whether your higher self is kicking in at the moment or whether it's just your story, meaning like your blind spots, your blocks, anything like that that's keeping you from moving forward, is first it's going to show up somewhere in your body. Right? So you will feel either an expansion or a contraction. And yes, it's that simple. And it'll show up somewhere in your body, somewhere. Typically, usually it shows up in the heart area and in the solar plexus area. So those two energy centers. Typically, does it have to? No, because it can also show up in the throat energy center as well. So it's like, could also show up in the shoulder, could show up in the tip of your nose. I mean, it can really show up anywhere. But using your body as guidance is going to be the first tip or trick to know, am I in the story or is this an intuitive hit? Is this my higher self actually speaking? So that's going to be the first tip or trick that you're going to use. Do I feel this in my body? And what am I feeling? Am I feeling like, ugh, or am I feeling, right? The other thing is time. We are in the third dimension of reality, which is defined by a few things. It's defined by time and space, and it's also defined by polarity and duality, which is all about, it's all opposites and counterpoints, right? So if we're going to use time as a factor, when typically, again, this is just another tip and trick, when you're asking yourself a question or you're saying, which way should I go? Or what should my next step be? Yada, yada, yada. How long is it taking for you to get your message? Is it taking a second or two, a beat or two, 5, 6, 10, a minute, a half hour? The reason why I say that is typically and usually, if it is higher self or intuition, there is no beat. There's no time that is passed. It's literally, what should I do? Buh. Right? Do I do this or do I do that? Buh. Should I do this? Buh. Right? So it's super fast. There is no time. It's like your question and the answer are the same timing wise. And that's because in the fifth dimensional reality, from fifth dimensional and any dimension above that, everything is simultaneous and it's happening at the same time. In the third dimension, where we are in physical reality, our brains are designed to see and experience time in a linear fashion. And that is an agreement that the collective has made. As soon as the collective says, no, this isn't going to work anymore, we don't like this, there will be a shift in how we see things and how things come about, right? And then maybe it'll be like they're simultaneous at the same time. But because the collective is in agreement about polarity and duality, right? Which is there's a complete and total counterpoint and opposite, like yes, no, fat, skinny, rich, poor. So those are just some tips and tricks that you can use. There are further deeper things that you can discover about yourself, but it does take exploration. It takes earth work, shadow work, and further light work, which I do work with people one-on-one to discover those so that you can really learn to jump timelines and realities and create everything new for yourself, a new identity, a new life, the whole shebang. It's about shifting your energy. We're not really taught how to do that. I've said this a gazillion, bazillion, million times, and yes, that's an official number. Humans don't come with manuals, so we have to learn how to do these things, yes? So just to answer your question, and there was no name who asked this question, it was just another picture of a beautiful woman, so you're very pretty. Hopefully you're watching this, so you know I'm answering your question. But really the difference is whether your body tells you, okay, because again, we live in a physical reality, so your body is going to tell you a lot of information. Is it going to feel good or not feel good in your body as soon as you ask the question or you're looking for guidance? And also time. How long is it taking for you to get your answer? Because the longer it takes, the less it's your intuition, the less it is your higher self. And don't forget, your higher self, your intuition is way smarter than you, which is why your body is smarter than you as well, okay? So hopefully that helps you make that discernment when you're looking to make decisions. And if not, you know, you can definitely link up with me, hook up with me. I am here to help you get out of indecision so you get into that intuition, really develop, grow, evolve, shift, and change not only your energy to get into all the things about your intuition and higher self, but really to create that new reality. So what I've done is I've also created a community on Patreon where there is exclusive content that I create just for you guys who become members of this community. And we have live workshops, we have live group readings, we have live energy sessions, the whole thing. And it's all, again, to help you shift your energy so that you can get into your higher self, time travel into new realities, create that new life with like-minded folks. That's the important part. Community. You're not alone in all of this. So if that sounds good to you, check out my Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/intuitive coach Terrie, or if you're watching this on Instagram, just click the link in my bio and you'll go right there. Go ahead and join the community, participate in all of the energy fun that you won't get on any of my other social media. And this way we can do all of this together. All right, guys? Because what am I always saying to you? Stay connected. Stay connected to your family and friends. Stay connected to yourself. And of course, you can stay connected to me. And I'll see ya on the flip side.